Oi!
Hello, Gal. Where's my spreadsheet? 18 minutes. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed. I've been quite busy lately. Tomorrow I won't be able to stream as well because yeah, need to do need to be at the city tomorrow actually. I won't be at home and we shall see when my next day off or like not day off but more so like I'm free I guess. Yeah, the whole like the past few I don't know how long have I not been streaming, but I've been busy with like the preparing for the citizenship test for Australia. Because like I have been the permanent resident in Australia for a while now. It's just like I've never really considered being like a citizen. But I guess like in due time I will have to do it anyway. So and my boyfriend's like, oh, I want to do that. I want to get like the Australian passport, and so like we ended up starting to do that, and then yeah, the past 2 weeks or so, I've been like trying to prepare for that. And when was it? 3 days ago was my test, and I prepared for a long time for it, like reading all the like homework stuff, all the like reading materials about like all the law and like values and whatever in Australia. And I spent actually only like an afternoon reciting all the things, and when the time comes to actually go to take
Oi!
the test, I just went in, and then in 3 minutes I came out. Like I already passed in 3 minutes. Like usually the test, they allow you for like 45 minutes to take the test. It's basically like a multiple choice questionnaire, and you basically just have to like choose all the correct answer, and then if you, oh, thank you, Dragon Minded, for the 300 bits. Um, yeah, so you have 45 minutes, and I think there are like 20 questions, 20 multiple choice questions, and then you have to get 75% correct in order for a citizenship test to be passed. And what happened to me was like I just like went in, got my ticket to um, get like a short interview with the person in the kiosk, and then she sent me to take the test. And I just sat down and I'm like click 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 click, and then I'm done. And when I was out, I was like asking my boyfriend like, "Hey, where did you go?" You know, and he's like, "What? You were out already?" I haven't even like finished buying my coffee. It was pretty interesting, I guess. Hello, Koda. Hello, Cringe. Long time no see, I guess. Hope you guys have been having a good time. But yeah, tomorrow I will be back at the city again because it's my boyfriend's turn to take his citizenship test. So I'm just accompanying him. Um, I don't know why, like, cause like we actually applied at the same time, and then um, we applied for like the ceremony to be like at the same time as well. But somehow our test is kind of like in two different time periods. Have to be looking, but good luck on your test, and I'll be back later. Oh, and it's not my test; it's my boyfriend's test. But thank you. I've already passed my test. Again, it only took me like 3 minutes, and I'm already out. I guess it would be like pretty difficult for people who are not very well first with English, but for me it's just a cakewalk, I guess. I'm like, it's that invincible meme. The one goes like, I thought you were stronger. I just came out thinking that. Do you not have Australian citizenship? Technically, currently, even though I've already passed the citizenship test, I still don't have it. I don't think I will be considered to have my citizenship until I attend the ceremony or whatever and get my cert or something. That is when like my citizenship is finalized. Currently, I only have a permanent residency. Yeah. Maybe I just have a knack on studying and stuff. I still can kind of like recite some of the key informations that I've learned from all the documents and stuff. It's mostly about like Australian values, mostly things that you guys would kind of know as well. It's kind of like a basic basic knowledge, I guess. So things like what are the freedoms in Australia? That would include stuff like freedom of speech, freedom of association, um, freedom of like religion and stuff like that. There are things like the rule of law, which is like the law is above everything in Australia. That would be considered the values of Australia. Thank you, Ara, for the hydrate. Hello. It's also what is it called? Like it's such an Aussie term. They call it a fair go, which is basically the equality of what is it called again? Equality of eh? I forgot already. As I was saying that, like I remember most of the things. Equality of opportunity. So everyone is like hired and stuff based on their experiences and like and their talents, not because of their background and not because of their wealth. But they name it a fair go because it's Australia. Australia. And then there's also stuff like hello murder. Yeah, everyone is like trying to get Riolus for me. Riolus and Lucarios. Which again I'm not complaining because like it just makes it an easier job for me. Oh yeah, and there's also um the legal system of Australia. They tell you about like they need you to like know about all the like different leaders and in the government department and stuff like that. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, fortunately it's all over now. It's good seeing you guys as well. It's been a long while since I've streamed. I've been pretty busy. It's a little messy. I'll probably have to clean it up. Is it election season in Australia too? I actually don't know. I don't have to vote for elections yet. I'm not a citizen yet, but I've already gotten the citizenship test pass. So I guess in the future I will have to vote as well. But right now is I guess not really my business. Lots of anticipation over here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of these like um election stuff is basically just trying to vote for like the worst. No, not the worst. The better evil. Sometimes you just like I don't know, like I don't even know who I'm gonna vote. Thank you, Qnado, for following. Thank you so much. I guess like the best thing you could do is just vote for parties that you agree with. That's really about it. As both of them suck so much that you just gotta pick the one you think will do the less damage. Yeah, that's usually the case. But yeah, tomorrow I won't be here. I won't be around because I'm gonna accompany my boyfriend to the city, and he's gonna take his citizenship test as well. Wait, okay, this one here. So when I took my citizenship test, it only took 3 minutes. All the parkings around like the test center and stuff, it's like all metered. And when I was taking my test, we didn't really know how long it would take, so we actually paid for the parking. But this time, I guess like considering my like how much time I actually took, we might not be paying for parking this time. I'll probably just sit at the car and in the car and like just wait for him. Bat Riolu? No, I think it's like more like a dragon Riolu. I'm not sure. And there's also he said something about bandages, so I'll probably put it on the chest. I feel like I can also make him a bit cuter looking considering he's like a Riolu. And I also have to pull here. I honestly don't think it's a bat. Everyone, I think it's a dragon. Hey, look, there's a tail. There's a super long tail. It's a dragon. Yeah, he has scales. So no, it's not a bat. Those are bat wings. I just have friends with a bat, so that's why. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna like draw too much of the scales. This I'll leave that for like when I do like the line art and stuff. Doesn't make sense to like put it in the sketch. Recently, I've been like trying to be more loose with my sketch. Um, yeah, I'm just cleaning up right now, but I find being more loose and stuff it helps like with the um the composition a little better because I can be more free with what I draw and like it doesn't have to be like super final and stuff. I say that though, it's actually a little more troublesome when I'm trying to like clean up the sketch and stuff. I prefer things to be a bit more neat and clean, just so that like when I use the bucket tool to paint all the stuff, it makes it a little easier. But I don't know. There are pros and cons with like using different methods. It's always good to try out new things, I guess, just to see like which one is like good for you, which one is like you can still learn stuff from like doing new things. And there's like this little armor guard thingy. Not quite sure about like the chains. It's supposed to be like a suspended bed of sort. Um, my audio is a bit quiet. Okay, I'll adjust it a little bit. Yeah, I actually turned up the music because like the past streams it was actually like it was mic off, and so like I want to focus more on the music. So I'll probably have to like readjust it now because I've my mic on again. Hello, Ninfi. Oh, thank you so much again for the resubscription. Hope you've been doing well. Lots of things is happening for me. It's gonna be pretty exciting for the rest of the like the the next half of the year, I guess. You've been okay? That's great. Yeah, so in the horizon, for me at least, there's gonna be like a lot of things like that I have to prepare for. Um, so lots of stuff happening, but it's slowing down. Yeah, that's great to hear. Mine is gonna be ramping up. So, um, I'm nearly done with my list, my commission list with the gacha style stuff. So, in terms of like online presence and like my arts career stuff, I'll probably have to look into like different options. Uh, I'll do like a little demo piece first before I move on to like actually, um, you know, introducing other tiers or like other uh, whatever people want me to draw like for commission. I'm planning new style. Yeah, yeah. I'm planning to like I don't know. I don't actually know. Maybe it's just like an anything go kind of like a tier. So probably like a it'll be more akin to like what other artists do out there in terms of their commissions. So things uh, like a huge illustration, like maybe it can be priced differently in terms of like where it's cut. So it could be a portrait, it could be like a waist up, or it could be like a full body, and then people can choose whether they want a background or something like that, and then that way we can like kind of like do a very simple quote before it goes through to me. Then I'll go back to like the client and tell them like what the price would actually be and stuff like that. And then we go from there. That's what I'm planning. And then in terms of in real life stuff, there'll be like a lot of things for me to do as well. So for example, in the year end, like we have like a little property project for my family, and it's a like we're gonna be like owning a house soon. So currently we're still renting, and we're finally gonna have like our own house, and we're gonna move into it probably by the end of the year. So that will be like quite a busy thing, like a huge project to do because like uh we have tons of things to move. Not me. It's like all the stuff like from them, all the furniture and stuff like it's all them. So I'll probably have to like help them move and stuff like that. And then there's also the Pokemon TCG stuff. I think the first screening will come out this month. I'm not quite sure like when it's gonna be, but yeah, that's something to look forward to as well. I don't know if like I'll actually win anything, but like hopefully I do. But but I'm pretty sure like my quality should be able to like go up on the screening at least. Yeah, thank you, Nidvi. I wonder how everything will go. Like, if I actually win something, then it might actually be a little more troublesome for me because I'm in the process of getting my citizenship in Australia, and that requires me to basically stay in the country before they can finalize it. And if I actually win something in the Pokemon TCG competition, it means that I'll probably have to attend the ceremony or whatever in Japan to get rewarded and stuff like that. Then that means like you'll probably have to propose my citizenship in Australia. So I guess we shall see. We shall see how it goes. I don't know. It'll be very exciting. Like I'll probably still go to Japan first, even if like it means postponing my citizenship in Australia. It's never really been like a huge urgency thing for me to get my citizenship in Australia. It's mostly just like I guess like one thing is like my boyfriend want to do it, and I'm so like, oh okay, I'm like, sure, I'll do it with you. And the other thing is probably like, I don't know, like maybe I just don't really feel the connection with Hong Kong anymore. Like my citizenship lies with Hong Kong, but I don't feel like I'll ever go back anymore with the political stuff, like with just how much it has changed, things like that. So eventually it will just make sense for me to get my citizenship here in Australia. What is that glove thing? I don't understand how it's structured. I don't know if I should like draw the chains and what for the bed. Maybe I should. Chains are like kind of annoying to draw. Background kind of reminds me of Leon's old treehouse. It's really, yeah, I kind of miss the treehouse. We actually like making like a little replicate version in Minecraft. It's that kind of it belongs to him and like it really shows character. But nowadays, like he doesn't like he's in a new place, I guess, a new old place, but he hasn't really settled in Elysium, and so it's hard to really express his character. A Dragon Lou, yeah, it is. Yes, the commissioner actually asked for some sort of like him being on bed and stuff like that. But I'm like, I was thinking like, okay, this character has like wings and horns and stuff like that, and I'm like, he probably would feel better like if it's like some sort of suspended bed. So I chose a hammock, and the commissioner ended up like liking it pretty well. So we ended up like choosing this idea. He's like, canonically you should be on a bed, but it probably makes sense on a hammock. So I'll probably like make it non-canon, some sort of like illustration for him. And I'm like, okay, sure. Hello, Chris. A stiff tail would make a regular bed rather than comfy, so yeah, hammock makes sense. Yeah. I would think about stuff like this mostly because of Fagus. Like, I can never really understand how the back like fin do anything to like the crocodile line, the totodile line. Is it some sort of like flexible thing? Is it like very hard? Kind of floppy and soft? Maybe. Or like cartilage? Maybe. I guess I can. I guess I can see that. Maybe I can like make a short comic about that. That would be pretty cute. Like people just asking like, how do you sleep comfortably like on your back? And then he would show like, oh, these fin here is just like it's kind of flexible. Like it's still like a little hard, but like it's not that hard. Stuff like that. I don't know. I have so many ideas for like little comics and stuff, and like just art in general. But like I just don't have enough time. I have too many obligations that I have to fill first. It's in bad just for the fin. you wouldn't it be kind of like just a lot of holes and stuff? Like how is it gonna still hold the weight? It's always like interesting to think about stuff like this. Like for example, uh, like furry fashion. There are some that are very creative and very cute as well. Like, how do you make a cap for like a furry? And then people would design caps with like a ear hole and things like that. Oh, but the only thing that always bugs me are glasses on like creatures or like furry characters. I never understand those. I understand like that people want to like represent them in like their in real life persona or whatever, and so they want to include the glasses, but it just looks so awkward on creatures and furry characters. I think goggles are a better replacement for glasses. I agree. I agree. I have a kobold that has glasses. He has really big ears, so they do just rest on his ears and it's not like us. Right. Like if it's more like humanoid, then I can understand it. I mean, glasses in general, they're like designed for like a human head. They're not designed for like for creatures. And so, like, if you want like a pair of glasses on a character, you probably have to like think about stuff like that, like just detail. Also, like another like a topic is regarding kobold. I've been watching a lot of like Dungeon Meshi and like I don't know, like the kobold inside just like kind of like changes my view on kobolds. The kobold in Dungeon Meshi is it's actually like a dog person almost, and it changed my view on kobold. I always thought they're like dragon people. Like, huh? Kobold is like that? It's a dog? They also kind of like do the like short sightedness very well in Dungeon Meshi. So Fallon is actually short sighted, and instead of like having glasses, because like it probably doesn't really fit with the technology in whatever time period that like Dungeon Meshi is set in. So what they did is just have her like constantly have like squinty eyes. It looks like she's always smiling and stuff, but she's actually short sighted. I found that like setting very cute. That's something that I really like about Dungeon Meshi in general anyway. Like all the settings seems to be very like detailed, like everything seems to be thought of, and I really appreciate that. Kobo confuses me sometimes. Yeah, I mean me either. Like I don't really know what kobolds really are. Are they just like a made up kind of like race or something? And Jimeshi has so many unique things that gives me chills and excitement. I agree. I really like it. There are always like these videos out there. They're saying like how Dungeon Meshi, like the whole plot, just happens like a happens to be like a an iceberg. You can discuss about the plot all you want, but then there's also the iceberg that's hidden under the ocean, which is like way bigger than what the plot is. And so there are like so many things that you can actually discuss about like settings, about the world, everything. All at the same time. It's just like dressed in this little cute, funny, uh, I guess cooking show. But it's so much more sophisticated than that. And as like a story writer and things like that. It's just very very exciting. It's how the menu for D&D Kobold was translated to Japanese. It's funny how translated dungeon menu they were based off of the type of goblin from Central Europe. Okay. As time went on, though, they became more reptilian in the West, so they kind of went into being weird little lizard people. I believe I only see fairies, make kobold little dragon guys. Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent, like to whether they're dog people or like a little dragon guy. It's different to them. Both have their like cuteness and coolness. I'm okay with either. There there are merits to both, but there's already tons of dog people, so I would rather keep my little dragon guys. That's true, I guess. But at the same time, like if you think about like in the RPG world, dragons are usually very rare. They're usually one of the boss characters and things like that. So having like a little dragon guys probably kind of diminishes the boss status of having like a dragon. I understand why they kind of like steered away from it. You can have lizard, but probably not dragons. Hello, Fatemo. Hope you've been doing well. Oh, I just saw a DM. Oh, yeah. So Flytravel, you said something about like using your Liquify 2 on your CSP. Do that, please. Yeah. If you have like a more clear picture of whatever you want to do, like go ahead. Like I don't mind that. Like it actually helps me to understand what your like exact um point of view is. So don't be too afraid to do any edits on the sketch. Uh-oh, family's back home, so I'll probably they should be alright. Yeah, it's stuffy. He always barks at like the noises of the door and things like that. I've tried to like teach him to stop doing that, but like I guess like he's already pretty old and I don't want to teach him new things. He can't really learn new things, I guess. I'm so sad though. Like Dungeon Meshi is about to end. Like I think after is it next week or like this week? This week would be like the last episode of the season. So many like good shows like leaving us already. Hello Petro.
Hoi! Hoi!
I love old dogs. They're usually the more friendly variants, at least to me. I like from how many dogs I've interacted with throughout the years. I believe like it really just depends on the dog's like personality. Like Duffy is like super shy, like super nervous and stuff, and his tactic mostly is just to bark first before anything, so that he intimidates you and make you think that like you should be scared of him. Like that is like Duffy's tactic. I really hope they decide to make a season 2. Yeah, I agree. I'm a little worried because like it's a trigger anime, but since it's a manga adaptation, hopefully it's different. Hopefully, yeah. Because like Dungeon Meshi is one of Trigger's like best anime, isn't it? In recent years, at least. So I think they will adapt it. I hope so. Oh, is PNA by them as well? I'm not quite familiar with them, but like I heard that's Dungeon Meshi is probably their biggest show. Does that include Killer Kill as well? Oh, hello Ogo. Hello all the raiders. Thank you so much for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. Ah, okay. I see, I see. Like Killer Kill was very like was very stylish. I quite enjoyed it as well. How you doing, Ogo? Hope you have like a lot of fun with your stream. I didn't know that like because like when I first saw what was it called again? Cyberpunk, yeah. When I first saw Cyberpunk animation, I immediately linked it to Kill la Kill because it felt like the same style, but I didn't get that from Dungeon Meshi, and that's why I didn't like make the connection. The dragon is one twitch away from falling off. They live on the edge, I guess. Yeah. With it though, we had to work on filling in a team slot. A team slot? What do you mean by that? Doing a Nuzlocke? Oh, okay, I see. For what version then? Did you guys mod whatever game you were in? I associate Trigger a lot with that kind of cartoony off-model style for action scenes. They do a lot in Dungeon Meshi, but since that show isn't an action one, it's not. It's a lot rarer. I see. I see. Doing a ROM hack called Glazed. I see. I remember doing like a Nuzlocke for YouTube. I think it was back when SSB actually still had like a YouTube channel, and I did a little short randomizer Nuzlocke. I think we ended up like a we ended up like a failing to beat the Elite Four, and it stopped from there. It was kind of like anticlimactic. Lost my Kingdra to Blaziken. Oh, okay, interesting. That's an Yeah, that's an interesting loss considering Kingdra has a type advantage, but probably because of like a speed boost and whatever. I miss all these like older Pokemon games. It's the second Pokemon I lost to the move High Jump Kick. I see. And there are certain Pokemon that are like just very hard to deal with in a Nuzlocke environment. Okay, I'll have a look later, Flightum. Perhaps like after the stream and stuff like that. So you'll probably get a response by tomorrow. I mean, do you need me to reflect that on the sketch and come back to you, or would you like me to just reflect it on the final product? I can do either. Full speed ahead. Okay, cool. Oops, not a problem. I'll get it done. It's gonna sound kind of weird, but like his paw, I don't. It doesn't look too much like a regular human feet with paw slapped on the bottom. That really bothers me a lot. But this looks really. I see. I mean, that's kind of what the commissioner asked for as well. So, like, they wanted like a focus on his paw. What should this be? Probably like make it stone still. I've been really enjoying like doing all these like little background art for the gacha style recently. Like before it's mostly just been uh, like a little like moves or like just random effects and stuff like that. But now I've been enjoying quite like doing like flowers and like just environments and stuff like that. Honestly, I would love to get the commission done before a profile picture, but I don't have a clear enough picture of what I want to ask someone to make. I see. Yeah, I can't help with that. I'm very bad like with coming up with ideas. I should correct that actually. I'm not bad with like coming up with ideas, but like I actually can think of a lot of things once you've given me the premise and stuff like that. I can bounce a lot of ideas back. But like if you want me to start from scratch, like to tell you like what you want and stuff like that, that's not a job for me. That's kind of like what I've been observing that I kind of like doing in general as well. Like I think I can say like I admire people a lot when they can come up with like their own world and stuff. Like how a lot of people will show me like sketches and stuff that they have since they were a kid and stuff like that, and they will show me like, oh, I have this like whole world with like different continents, different cities, and like with their own little names and stuff. Uh, I can't do something like that. However, like what I can do is like once you've given me the world and the characters and like the basic rules and like the basic set of how they're like, I can come with like tons of things like branching off from those ideas. But to get me to start, that like to get to the starting point, that's the hardest thing for me, I think. I have big plans for the future for my OC that does include a lot of world building and starting. It is really rough. Yeah, starting is just really rough, but like once you've gotten everything down, a lot of the times like the stories and stuff, it just writes itself. A friend of mine commissions full on landscapes for a setting world of his, and I don't know how he does it. Gets the idea that is and can put them across. Yeah, yeah. There's actually an artist in my Discord as well, and he comes up with like tons of things like world building, but he never posts it. And it always fascinates me like how thoughts he can come up with all these like world building stuff for his world. It's kind of a shame that he doesn't post more, but yeah, he probably has his own reasons. Why is it not painting? There you go. Huh. Might know who you were talking about. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I do, like as an artist as well. Like I'm better at executing ideas for people, but not so much like coming up with like new ideas. I might have like a little, how do you say it? Little sprints where like I take a shower and I come up with like a random ideas. That's what happened with like Tales of Elysium actually. Like sometimes I will type out paragraphs to Sly about like character moments, character like ideas that I want to do with certain characters, and you go like, whoa, suddenly there's so many things. Also for me, why? Why do you say so? Sometimes I'm great at ideas building, but suck at execution. And other times it's vice versa. Yeah, I guess like it really depends on like like what kind of inspiration you have at that point of reference, or like at that moment. They come and go as well, and that's why like usually I like to just type them out really fast. Like it's just interesting to explore them. Like even if we don't end up like implementing them, it's still good to like talk about it. It might mean that like we might spark new ideas or like even better ones. I would kill to see yours and Sly's notes for the comic. Yeah, like I actually have lots of notes, but like again, like what I said before, it's like sometimes I just type them out and I forget about it afterwards. But like at least like sometimes he will like actually uh think about implementing all those ideas that I gave him. Go around and get back on my first special episode idea. Right. Hello, Kami. How are you doing? Like with my animated work, I'm horrible at thinking of what to make, but once I figure that out, I can finish a video pretty quickly. Yeah, I would say I'm kind of like similar as well. Like once I have an idea, I'll usually just go full steam ahead and like finish it very quickly. That's kind of why I like being a patron because I see some of the ideas you have in the moment. Yeah, yeah. Are you talking about like all the fake mon and stuff? Yeah, those are pretty interesting too. My notes for my own work tend to just be keeping track of everything that needs to happen on the timeline, so I don't forget anything. Yeah, that's actually like a good way of thinking things. It's like recently actually um applied that to Ghost of Elysium. Um, like before we actually got some like the world map for Elysium out, and I found it very interesting that like it's very easy to keep track of all the events that we want to happen in a particular volume, and that is just by like drawing on the map. And what we did the other day was just like we're drawing on the map of like a this team, like for the whole volume, where are they going, like the route of like where they will land on, and then we can plan very easily like what events are gonna happen in this period of time, and like where the characters will all end up being. All right, so this one is done. Send it to the commissioner. Okay. With the experiments, since it takes place in the real world, I have to keep a chronological timeline of what events happened in what months and years, which has been critical, which is also important because it affects what stuff the character will reference in the world. Yeah, yeah. It's always good to like have a clear reference of like what you're gonna do, what the character's gonna be, and stuff like that. Reference Endgame because that released a while after, but I could bring up the Hunger Games. Right. That must put like that must mean that you have to like keep on thinking about stuff, like very minor stuff. I guess that's why like in a lot of like uh other fictional works, they often just like set it in like a time period instead of having it, be in a continuous timeline, or let's say decades or like even hundreds of years. If it's like set in like only like a very rigid time period, then it means that you probably don't have to think too much about all these like uh, fine details. It'll make it easier. That's actually kind of like the same idea with like how we've been doing Tales of Elysium, especially these scenes like that are more linked to what happened in Oat in the past. Um, we've been jumping around in the timeline a lot, and it's very important for us to keep the continuity. Sometimes we might slip a little bit. I don't know. I don't think we have slipped yet, but it's a concern that like I might miss some things here and there. And yeah, I often like just go back and forth and check back like the pages that I've like drawn before, and I'm like, did I miss anything? did I add something that shouldn't be there? Honestly, really excited to see when Leon and Vargas met. Yeah, I'm excited to draw that scene as well. I don't know if like I don't know where exactly it's gonna land, uh, but yeah, I think it should be in this volume, so that'll be interesting. What are people's like over like opinion on Chestnut? Because I remember people don't really like it, or perhaps it's just Quilladin that people don't like. I'm not sure. I don't like bulky designs. I see. I didn't like them before reading the webcomic, but now they're competing with Weasels for the spot for my favorite Pokemon. I see. I like Chestnut because they're so
Hoi!
bulky, and the way you draw Artemis makes me like them more. I see, I see. Hello, Batuga. Yeah, hopefully I made Artemis like interesting looking. That happens a lot with like a lot of Pokemon in general. Like the more I draw them, the more I make them look a bit better to like what I enjoy. And so hopefully like that's the case for Artemis as well. I just got on bad. Okay, I see. I would love to see you draw Deoxys again. The one in the first chapter was really cool. Um, about that, uh, I think we might see them near the tail end. I think of volume 3. Maybe it's a spoiler, but I don't care. But it will be a surprising appearance as well, so you guys can look forward to that. I'm excited to draw more Deoxys as well, because like I don't know, like I like this part I'm not gonna spoil because like it's gonna be the exciting part. But yeah, I don't know, like I need to check back like how long ago I designed something like that, and I never like released them anywhere. So hopefully it's like something exciting that people would like. It's always like a risk, I think. Like something new that you've designed and you always like anxious like that people might not enjoy it. I haven't read any pages from Volume 3 because I love binge reading, but something I really admire in what you do, HL, is what you did with episode where each episode has a unique look between each other. Yeah, I kind of, well, I don't know. They still kind of look the same, especially the brothers. I think it's an interesting challenge as well that like you might have the same like Pokemon species, like multiple of them, but how are you gonna like differentiate them and like add individuality into each and every Pokemon? That's kind of like an interesting like a little assignment or like little challenge for myself. I'm glad that like you said that you actually noticed the like the difference and uniqueness on each character. So I guess like in the future I'll probably try more and make them more unique, I guess. Speaking of volume 3, I don't know, like we might have, I don't even know, it's like so huge, like just from the like the what did he say? Sly sent me like this little snippets of like what he planned for volume 3, and he's basically typed little paragraphs to summarize um all the big events that he has planned. And I can't help but think that it's just like so big that I don't know if we can fit all of that into volume 3. I guess we shall see when time comes. Like ST has always been complaining to us that like our volumes are like so big, like too big, and I wouldn't know what to say to him if he sees like how long volume 3 we plan to be. I feel like it would be the best to split it up somehow, but obviously I can't make that decision. Yeah, I don't know either. Like we wouldn't actually know how many pages there are gonna be once we actually actually make the pages. So like I don't even know where it will land. I've been trying to like make the action and like all the scenes to be more concise so that it doesn't you know take up too many pages. But then there are only so many things that I can do. Like if there's so many things that are gonna happen, I still have to draw them and make them into a new page instead of like making them more concise. How far along would you say volume 3 is in a percentage? We still haven't left the freaking prologue yet, so I'd say like maybe 1-2%. I don't know, you tend to have really small things that make your character unique. For example, Optimus has a very defined hair tuft and eye color is a lovely like brown color. Yeah. I don't know. I think like for in terms of that, I also like to play around with shapes to make different characters stand out, even if they're like the same species. Yeah, the story is just like huge. I don't know. that's why I'm always like considering like, do we like, is it realistic to keep doing it in this like way, or should we like look into like other style to present our comic? Like for example, just so that like we can finish the story faster in a more realistic time period. Wouldn't it be better if we like make it, let's say, um, black and white, or like in the usual manga format? Or like we probably have to hire someone to just like finish the comic like with us. Black and white for filler scenes and then color for super important scenes if you're gonna consider it. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. And funnel money from that into hiring people to assist me in the comic. Yeah, I don't know. That you can probably like consider that because like the experiment is gonna be like a fully original project, but we don't have that option because like we're using Pokemon's um likability, right? What is the term? Likeness? Yeah, I think likeness is like the legal term. So I don't know if we can actually do that. It has to consider because the visual format gets so much more attention, the side stories get so much less attention because it is harder to read. If there is one thing you guys might consider, maybe you can do visual novel format, kind of like what I have planned, where it's mostly text, but there's like thumbnails or splash art for the cool action or to illustrate one part of the scene. All right. What happened just now? Thank you so much for the follow, Argon Fox, and also before Yuejier, I don't know. Thank you so much for the follows. What if you had guest artists like how Marvel Comics on their issues? Don't Marvel like? Do they not just have like the guest artists like do whatever they want? Like we can probably do that, but I don't know like if the events drawn will be fully canon or not. Apple has main artists, but they'll have guest artists draw entire chapters for a comic in their runs. But then, but then it also means that we'll probably have to hire people, and I don't know if we have that kind of money. Just a thought. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Of course, I've thought about something like that, but then again, we have to consider the finances. Like it doesn't feel to be too realistic of a choice. And honestly, I like to me, the most realistic choice might be just to lower the quality of the comic And one of those ideas would be just to make it black and white, like, instead of fully colored. That would save a lot of time. But of course, like, that is mostly the consideration if like we really want to rush and finish all the like the plots basically. The problem though is that introducing new people does kind of complicate things since the vision gets even more filtered through. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, more cooks in the kitchen and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I thumbnailed them as well. Like, would that be what people like? Will that still keep the audience like keep reading? You know, that's the problem. Like, um, yeah, you guys can actually see like the thumbnail I've planned ahead. Like these are all the things that current Patreons are seeing. Like, instead of like having the full pages fully completed before I post them on Patreon, I let them see all the sketches. And I don't know, like, if I do it in like this sketch format, it means that we can push out the story a lot faster and people can see like the plot points very fast. And sure, the quality might be less, but it also means that we can finish the story like way faster. And I don't know like if we should really go for that. Like, if we go for that, does that mean that we also have to question like, will will the audience keep reading if it's in such a sketchy phase? It's just had maybe what you could do is that you could hire a colorist, but then that's the issue of money. Yeah, those thumbnails might be too detailed. I think so too, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just maybe you're right in that. Like, maybe I should just like speed that up as well. As long as it get the idea across, then I should just let it be. I've seen a lot of critiques on the comic, and the one thing I keep seeing people say is normally they wouldn't be interested, no, but the art varies. That's the one thing keeping them interested. The art quality. If the art quality drops off and becomes uncolored, then you lose all those people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what to do. It's also the question, like, instead of like thinking what the audience wants, what do we as the artists and the writers, like, what do we want? That is a conversation that I'll probably have with Sly. Like, if really like we have to like know the maths, right? We're not we're not super young anymore. Like, can we foresee us still doing this project for, like, let's say the next decade. And I don't know if that's realistic, you know. And let's say if we can't see us doing the same project for the next 10 years, that means we also have to compromise by like finishing the plot a lot faster. And sure, in the short term, then we might lose, you know, that crowd that really appreciate my art. But at the same time, we also like finish the story. And once we finish the story, I can actually come back and, you know, finish all the sketches and make it into full color pages. So yeah, I don't know. I have to talk with him. I have to talk to him. How comfy would you guys feel passing down the story to the next generation, so to speak? I don't know. Like, what do you mean by that? Like having, like the next generation finish the story for us, or like stuff like that? To me, I'm okay with it, as long as like you know we have written like a good story. You guys are actually the quickest posting webcomic I'm currently following. Okay, I see it. I don't know, like again, you have to consider like what those are authors, what those artists like planning for their projects. Maybe just really like a passion project for them, and that's why they can afford to be more infrequent. A person to pick out a new writer and new artist, and they take over and finish it, or maybe not a new writer. I don't know how it's like feeling about the story. Yeah, I don't know. This is like more a question for him rather than me. Like again, I'm more like just the executioner. Like sure, sometimes like I'll give a lot of inputs on like what I think about like story points and like character growth and like stuff like that, just like world building stuff that I can like have input on. But at the end of the day, he's still the writer. He's still the main writer. Like whether he you know, implement the ideas that I've given him, that's still his final choice. So yeah, all these like stuff I have to talk to him and yeah. Although like if you ask me, like if I were to start a new project, would I do it in the comic format again? My answer would be definitely no. Like, it just takes so much time to finish a page. Like doing comics is just like a lot of work. Like if I can choose a new format again, I'll probably do what Murder said earlier. Probably a visual novel would be a good compromise. Like you can still see some of my art, but you get like plot points out very quickly. How to communicate your story through the art medium of your choice. Yeah. Maybe if you use sketches to go ahead, to get ahead and keep up with getting it out in a timely manner, I guess. but color page is slower. So like for every 3 sketches, you get 1 color page. Um, I I I, I think I kind of get what you mean. I mean, that's kind of like what I've been doing with the Patreon release, but I don't know like if we can actually do that for the the public release. Objectively speaking, the TLE story is how many pages in? Uh, are we nearing like 1,000 pages maybe? Thank you for the follow, Honeycrud. Yeah, it's a huge story. I think like I don't know, like considering all these, we probably still have to, you know, make a significant change in the future. And we might just have to like rip the band-aid off, say like this is what it is. You know, in the short term, if we really want to like release all the stories, then the most realistic way is probably just to do like a sketch, like lower the quality of the art. Volume 1 was close to 400, I think, and Volume 2 was around 500. Yeah, something like that. And with how many pages we have already in Volume 3, I would say like yeah, nearing 1,000. I don't know how far along you guys are in the story, but stuff like Naruto has 72 volumes. I don't know. Like I don't know if we should like compare our work with like Naruto, or like things like One Piece. It's not something that like um, it's not like a super long series like that we're planning. Plus, like I don't know if we can actually compare like that because like mangakas like that they have a team to help them draw, so that's kind of like not the same. Because right now you do the sketch and you color. That's a lot. Yeah. I'm just surprised that we have kept this quality all this time, and there's still like a pretty sizable amount of people who follow the comic. That's the only thing that we're like very appreciative about, I guess. I don't know how we do it, and we're still doing it, but the quality has definitely rose. Yeah, as time goes on, and that's what makes me like consider all these like topics because you know um the quality is like what I hope myself up. You know, what am I saying? Like it's something that it's a hurdle that I myself have to go through because like I don't feel like if I put out all the sketches and stuff, like sure we can get through the comic very fast, but at the same time I don't know if I can um get over myself in that, like I don't know if I can put out um a product that is almost like a half-ass, I would say, like to me at least. Like it might not be half-ass, uh but I feel like I'm putting out like an incompleted work, and it doesn't reflect my ability as an artist, I guess. Is it possible you can downgrade your art quality a bit so you can at least do some minimal shading? Maybe would be less work and less time spent rendering. uh I have actually done that. If you notice, like I don't know, like before I was actually pretty experimental on like how I draw the panels and stuff, but nowadays I'm mostly just stuck to like doing some highlights, doing one layer of like a shading and lighting, and that's it. I and it's still pretty presentable, so and that's why like I'm okay with it. When looking for a PND based webcam in this pop, right? And I don't know, like if with that same mentality, I don't know if I would be okay with like hiring a colorist, for example. I don't know if like I would put too much pressure on the colorist, because like like I already put myself into such a standard. It means that like I'll probably like want the end product to stay in terms of like the quality. And so like what happens with the colorist doesn't meet what I have in mind. That would be another discussion. I don't know. I guess I'm approaching it from the perspective of someone who's planned the logistics side of producing their work. This is roughly one chapter to every 5 chapter novel I've done, which means the comic's first huge arc would conclude after 11 chapters, which would mean the total amount of chapters for the experimental comic would be 60 to 70. Right. I don't know, we haven't like thought about it that far. It's nice to talk about this kind of things with you guys. It helps me like realize, you know, I really have to talk to Sai about things like this. I feel like I'm contributing in some way. At least we can help you rationalize this all out. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's good to have like another input, I guess, as well. Like even considering all these, like I think it will be like a very good conversation for next year, because next year is when again I will move house, and a lot of the financial pressure will be taken off of me, and I'll be able to do more work. And by that time, I should be able to like truly access like what my workflow would be, and like how much time I'm gonna be spent on art and things like. But yeah, in the long term, this is a very meaningful conversation that we truly have to like think about. Like even if I can fully work on like whatever I want in terms of art, like I still have to consider how much time I will have to spend to finish, let's say, I don't know how many pages, like following the like this whole trend of like volume 1 to volume 2. Maybe volume 2 would be like, I don't know, let's say 700 pages. Can I finish that in a timely manner? You know, that kind of stuff. Oh, hello, Jiro. Let me give you a shout out. Hey, how have you guys been? I think I saw you guys doing Omori. How was the game? Like a 10-hour stream. Oh my god. Yeah, that's good to hear that you guys are enjoying the game. Here we're just doing some art and we're talking about some like very realistic issues that we might be running into with like the webcomics and stuff. Like I'm kind of in a predicament of like what do we do with the webcomic? Uh for film red, I would say like the best part is the music and that's it. Maybe I'm just not a fan of like One Piece, and that's why I don't really appreciate the plot points and stuff like that. I don't know, like it just feels kind of confusing to me. The only thing that really came out that's like super enjoyable for me are all the music pieces. Gotta get ready for bed. Okay, thank you for coming and hang out, Murder. I really enjoyed the conversation. Like, it really is meaningful. Yeah, thank you so much for discussing all these with me. Thank you so much. It's mostly for him anyway. I'll probably get him to like recite more tonight, or he takes the test. Drill all the information into his brain. Good night, Murder. I should go soon as well. Maybe after I finish lining all these like panels. Um yeah, I should prepare for dinner soon. Won't be for a while though, so don't worry about that. And I also like earlier I took Duffy out for a walk already, so I don't have to be rushed by him. Like sometimes when it's like I don't know how he actually knows about the time. I was actually discussing with my family the other day, like how does he know when it is like the time for him to go out for a walk? Like I was theorizing that maybe because like he doesn't really poop in the house, and so like whenever he goes out, he poops and like during the walks, and I'm thinking like maybe that's how he tells like what time it is. Like he doesn't really observe like he of course he doesn't have the concept of like what time is, but I don't think he observed like the daylight outside. Like, cause even when let's say it's like a rainy day or like a super cloudy day, the the sky might be like darker than usual, but he will still like during like let's say 4 or 5 p.m. he would know to come and call us. He would go and squeal at us, like signifying that like he wants to go out. So maybe to me it's just like maybe he needs to poop and that's why he knows that oh it's time for a walk, let me call my human. I don't know if like that theory is true or not. What you eating? I'm not sure. My parents are cooking tonight. I think we're having sticky rice with like a braised pork belly and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe. Hmm. Really, another idea for tackling all the comic issue and stuff like that. Maybe something that we can do is like we can contact some sort of like game developer. We can like actually turn the webcomic into some sort of um, visual novel. It's almost like a game, and you guys can like kind of click through it. Maybe that's another idea as well. That way, it will significantly decrease like what I have to draw. At the same time, we can also still like get the story out. Of course, like that will be like a side project thing. And we can still do the webcomic in the webcomic format, but it will be an interesting idea, I think. But then, like, we also need that kind of like connection to get people who knows how to like work work a web what is it called a visual novel format because we definitely don't know how to do it. 僕がいつも探してる Visual novel would be neat. Yeah, I would think so too. It gives an avenue to explore stuff that you might not be able to do in the comic. Yeah, I think that was like something that would be very interesting. Would be like let's say introducing music as well. But then again, like we'll probably have to find music composers. But it's definitely like a very interesting idea. Ooh, something to be to even think about like would be let's say voice acting even, because like a lot of people in the Discord server actually are very interested in voice acting. So that's like another idea as well. It's almost like all those like fan voiceover things that they do for the webcomic, but uh instead of like being a fan project, we do it ourselves. My nose is getting stuffy. Shame that Firefox news has been so quiet. Yeah, I only know about this song, but I've never actually watched the show. Is it any good, like the anime? Pretty good for a shonen. Oh, I see. I might check it out. I don't know. Especially with all these like animes that I'm really interested in. They're kind of like having a break in between seasons. I miss Fear. I miss Freerin. I'm gonna miss forget Dungeon Meshi. They're both like ending. I mean, Freerin ended, and Dungeon Meshi is ending. Oh, but I guess look forward to Arcane season 2. Yeah, same. I'm very excited for Arcane. Me neither. I don't I have no I have no idea what the League of Legends game do and whatever. I just enjoy good story writing, you know? Good story writing, good world building, things like that. Oh, another very interesting idea to think about is how um like will people be still interested in Tales of Elysium if it weren't Pokemon? Yeah, that's the question. I wonder how like let's say we change all the characters into like an original design. Will people still be interested, I wonder? Like the script and everything is still the same, except it's no longer Pokemon. I'm thinking that because like let's say if we do a visual novel of Tales of Elysium, I would actually realistically consider to make it fully original instead of like having Pokemon. Why I'm considering that is because like in that way, if we can actually have a good enough tension still, that means that like the story by itself is successful enough, and in that like we can actually branch into making original content instead of like relying so much on Pokemon. Them being Pokemon related, yeah, I fully understand that, but like at the same time, we can't always rely on Pokemon, and you know, I don't know. They will take out the PMD aspects of things. Yeah, that's true, but still, we can have dungeon related stuff. That's true. That's true. Yeah, but like those can all be be contextualized into just general dungeon stuff, and I don't see that as like a must. thing that it has to be Pokemon. Yeah, yeah, of course. Like we always have to like discuss with Slifer's. But then I don't know. It's just an interesting idea. Because like a lot of like there's restrictions that we have been like considering is mostly because like it's a Pokemon thing. And what if like we fully discard that side like instead of like making a Pokemon mystery dungeon thing, we made it we make it into like a fully original thing. Elysian but with power belts. I mean, it would kind of become like that. I mean, considering how many fake months I've been like making as well. Tales of Pale World. It can really just still be called Tales of Elysium. It's just not gonna be Pokemon anymore. I think if you could nail carrying over designs elements without them being the same species, it could work. I honestly think it could realistically work. It's just that I'm worried like how much of the same audience can we still retain? That's more like the question. It's an interesting idea for sure. It's the same idea, but same story, but a little different. Like in AU or whatever they're called, alternate universe. Yeah, 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 definitely. That's why, like, if we actually gonna consider making a visual novel, I honestly think that would be where we would go, considering like the amount of art that I'm gonna draw is significantly like less. It means that we can also gauge like how people respond to Tales of Elysium if it weren't Pokemon. Like, let's say we just like do a visual novel of Volume One, and that's it, and we can see like how people like it if it's not Pokemon, and if the response is pretty good, then we can do Volume Two and Volume Three and etc. I mean, sure, but my gripe with it is not so much like a problem with the Pokemon company. It's more so like we can fully call it our own if it's not Pokemon at all, you know? Like start of volume one with fresh creatures. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, like my main gripe with this is just that I can't fully call Tales of Elysium my original work because like it's Pokemon work. It's a Pokemon fan work. It's a it's like legally I guess you can only say that it's like a fan comic, you know. And if I want to get rid of that label, the very like realistic way to do it is to, you know, keep the same story but with like new designs. And I'm pretty confident on like making a design that, you know, we can still keep the qualities of like the existing characters, but it's like a fully new design. I'm confident in making like some stuff like that, dude. Like making stuff like that work. Have you tried redesigning characters from TOE? Not yet. Of course not. It's just like a new idea that sparked just now. Maybe it's like a fan, like a what I'm saying. Maybe it's like a side project that I could work on in the future, like an AU cast of like Tales of Legion. fully, I fully understand and know that for a fact actually that the engagement will be a lot less. I already can see that from like some of my gacha commissions. Like if it's like a very popular Pokemon, then it will get a lot more attention. I don't think I don't think it's something that we can avoid, and I don't know, and I don't think it should be like something that stops us from turning it into like a fully original work as well, just because it doesn't have enough attention, you know.
Just a sucker for Totodile and Chameleon, so a Charmeleon.
I mean, what if like I make a design that has the same vibe of a Totodile and Charmeleon, but it's just not Totodile and Charmeleon. Like it's always, I don't know, it's always like the little discussion with like artists all over the world. Like, uh, do you keep doing like a fan art, like for the attention? Do you keep doing fan art for the attention, or like do you pursue like fully original work? That's always gonna be like the struggle there, I think. Right, after this panel, I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm getting quite tired. But yeah, I'll probably finish this comic page first so that like I have something to upload for Tuesday, for you guys, and then probably afterwards I'll work on like like the AU design for like the TOE cards. It's actually something that quite exciting for me, I think. I'll treat it just like how I would design all these fake mons that I've been doing. Top 5 in no particular order: TOE, ST, and True. It'd kill me if I said otherwise. I see. And probably Vargas, Michaelis, and Theseus. Right. That's quite surprising to hear you say like Gaius is the best written for you. Like, I don't know. because like a lot of the things that we uh would understand more on Gaia's character would be in volume 3, I would say, considering he's like a back into the story, you know. That's something that like I keep trying to drill into Sly's Sly's head as well. Like I'm like, you know, do you remember who the main characters are? And like, you know, you probably should develop them more instead of like developing all these like side characters. Like, no, you should focus more on like you know, if I Agus and Leon. You know that for Christ's sake, they're like at the front and foremost of the volume cover. Why do we not know about them? I keep telling Slide that. Contextual information, how Vargas as a character was formed through who Gaius is. Yeah, that's true. It's like classic Todoroki and Endeavor. Uh, a little bit, I guess. Yeah. Great that you're like enjoying all the Artemis, but at the same time, like, you know, Artemis is not even on the cover, and if she is in on the cover, then I would say sure, go ahead. To me, like to me for like the best character I would say is Marvin, because we understood his arc like from beginning to end. I would say Lorenzo is quite well written as well as a character, but he also has like more to develop, I think. Yeah, I understand that. Like that's why like there's still a lot of room for development for characters that you just said, like Lorenzo. What do you say, Michaelis? and also Gaius. They all have like more development, and that's why I picked Marvin instead, because like Marvin is like his arc is basically completed, and it was like a good written arc for like everyone involved as well. It basically is like a setup for um the history basically between Lorenzo and Machilles, because like the whole arc in Volume 2 basically uh, give them more reasons to hate each other. And it'll be interesting to see how they resolve that, or not, in the future. I guess. Oh, actually, I can finish this. I was thinking like maybe after that last panel, I'll be done. But I think I can finish the whole thing. Yeah, I'll do that. No, I think Lorenzo knows that they're all alive, because like it's presumed that he knows where the portal leads, and so he knows that like the little team got sent to that location. That looks like a post. Yeah, yeah. That's what I imagined. but that doesn't usually matter, like what they actually are using. But let's say same thing can be applied like with the idea that all the things are like being in an alternative universe. Like we just need to know that it's like some sort of pose attack move. Like, it doesn't need to be like, let's say, dark pose specifically. I'm hungry. It's not dinner time yet, but I'm already hungry. Right, all the line art's done. I'll probably finish it. Coloring it tomorrow or today, tonight. But that's all for me for tonight. I'm very tired. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone has like is gonna have like the best rest of the day or night or whatever time zone you guys are in. But yeah. I won't be streaming tomorrow because like I will be hanging out in the city. Gonna be at home until like maybe late afternoon. You guys will probably all be asleep. So I'll see you guys next time, whenever that would be. And hope everyone is having a great time zone. Wait, I just noticed that my front panel is like planted. Let me fix that. Also this one. What am I moving? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, see you guys. I know when I'm awake until it happens. Well, thank you so much. Alright, see you guys. See you guys sometime. Alright, bye bye. I keep saying bye bye already. Yeah. Bye bye. Night. Good night. Good time zone. Bye bye.